The internet routing table is quite large. And one of the things that makes the internet table large is things like subnetting. We expect to subnet in our environment, and we may be subnetting a public network. What subnet masks do you use? You might use a /29, a /28, a /27. These small subnets should not be advertised into the internet. Why? Because if the internet had to keep track of /29, /28 networks, then it's going to have way more networks than it has right now, and we have to control this. So what we can do is this. We can set up a statement, a prefix list, really, that is going to accept routes with acceptable subnet masks in length. So we're going to deny your /25, your /26, your /27, 28, 29, 30, 31, and 32. So how do we do this? Well, we can build a prefix list. IP prefix list, ISP, that's the name, permit, and then look at that. And that, and that. What is this? Zeros, /0, greater than 8, less than or equal to 24. How do we read this? Well, we have to be able to read prefix lists. Let's interpret that. We use our knowledge of prefix list reading. /0 is going to have the interpretation of a wildcard mask of all 255s, which is the equivalent of any. It would be 0 through all 255s. So we're not even worried about what network we're receiving. All we are worried about is if the mask is greater than or equal to 8, matching this verbose logic here, and less than or equal to 24, matching what we see here. So that looks great. All we have to do is attach that to our neighbors. So we say prefix list ISP in. And now we're only going to accept larger networks, /24 and greater. So although it's showing us doing this, presumably it's Gateway 1 and Gateway 2 which would have this. But the reality is ISPs are going to be doing that on their connections. They're opening themselves up to you, setting up a neighborship, and they don't want to be exposed to all of your madness with /30 networks and things like that. So this would be a good way for the ISP to prevent a customer from advertising teeny tiny routes into their network and ultimately the internet.